I really just wanted to give you guys a little tip on this thieves oil. I bought this the other day. It's got cloves, cinnamon bark, lemon, eucalyptus, and rosemary oil. They're 5 of my favorite bacteria fighting pure essential oils. They're great to put in a diffuser because they kill germs. There's so many great benefits from this. It's good for congestion or those things, but just to be careful, if you are going to use this on your body, be careful because the cinnamon bark and clove are hot oils, so they can burn. So just be very careful when you do that. This is very good for this time of the year. It smells fantastic. I am super white. Oh my gosh, I literally look like I just came off the set of Twilight. Anyway, so yeah, get yourself some of this oil. You will not regret it. And also make sure that it's 100% pure essential oil, because there's a lot of people out there that just like fill it up with just carrier oils and they just put very small amounts of the actual pure essential oil. So just make sure you go with a good brand. Now let's get into the actual video. Okay, so today I want to talk about something that I don't think I've ever talked about because I started YouTubing, I started my video vlogging after I had Azura. So Azura was like 5 months old, I think, when I started. Anyway, so I wanted to just talk about something. Wow, my blush looks crazy in this lighting. I wanted to talk about something that I think a lot of women go through. Like after you have your baby. So, when I had Azura, I was like extremely happy. I don't know if a lot of you know it, but it took me about took me a good 2 years, 2 to 2.5 years to get pregnant. And so my husband and I really wanted a baby. So we finally got pregnant and I was just over the moon. I was like just, I mean, when I say, I'm gonna get emotional, but when I say that I really wanted a baby, I wanted a baby more than I wanted to breathe. Like, it was just like, you know, something that I always wanted. Like, I think that most women want, you know, or all, you know, maybe not all women, but anyway, so when I got pregnant, I was just like extremely happy. Like, it was just fantastic. Anyway, I went through like a really bad stage. Once I found out I was pregnant, I went to the doctors and they told me I was 5 weeks and like 4 days pregnant. So I was almost a month and a half. And I was bleeding a little bit, so it scared me because I was like spotting. It was just like pink spotting. And they told me, so I did some blood tests and everything, and they told me that my progesterone level was at a 15 and they really want to see it at a 20. So they put me on progesterone. As soon as they put me on progesterone, I'm gonna sit down here because it's a little more comfortable to put my camera down here and talk. So as soon as they put me on progesterone, I got really sick. Like, I was so sick. Probably to the point where I literally could not get out of bed. Like, if you've ever had a hangover, I felt like I had a hangover, but all day long. It wasn't just morning sickness or night sickness. I never threw up. I just felt like crap. Like, I felt like I was hungover. And so I felt like that for like the first, like from the time I found out I was pregnant, so about like 6 weeks to the time I was about in my second trimester, which I think it's, what is it, 12 weeks, something like that, I don't even remember. I felt I couldn't lift I was so sick. Well, I didn't know that there's actually medication that you can take, because I just never told my doctor, because I just figured, oh well, it's normal, like this is what happens, you get morning sickness. So I never really discussed it with my doctor, which now I wish I do, because now I see like commercials of like medication that people can take to help them with that. So now I know if I ever get pregnant again and that happens, I'm definitely taking that medication. And then it was just like, literally as soon as I got to my second trimester, it was the craziest thing, and then I stopped taking the progesterone. I like immediately felt better. It was like the strangest thing, and I think that it was the combination of like getting out of the first trimester, which is the hardest because that's when the placenta's forming, like that's when your body is going through the most hormonal changes. So I think that was between that and then getting off the progesterone, whatever you guys want to call it. Then I had Azura, and what happened was when she was born, it was easy. I was like in labor for like maybe like 12 hours, something like that, but it was easy labor. I got to about 7 centimeters, and then my water just never broke. So the nurse came in and she said, okay, we're gonna go ahead and break your water. And I was like, meanwhile, I was not induced. I was just naturally went into labor. I was due on September 16th, and Azura was born, I went into labor September 21st. So they let you go on for a week. At that 7-day mark, they will induce you. But they allowed me to just wait. And so Azura so I went into labor the 21st, and I had her the 22nd. With 4 pushes, she was out. It was great. Anyway, afterwards, it's like you go through these crazy emotional changes. It's just the craziest thing, because you're like so extremely excited to meet this new baby and to see what she looks like and see like what she smells like and what, like, just, you know, like you're so wanting to meet her so bad. And then you're going through, you have pain, so you have this physical pain, and then you have like kind of like scared, like anxiety, because you're like, wow, like now the baby's out of me. And shock, tired, like there's so many things going on. So when we got home, I just remember having anxiety. Like, I don't know if I had postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety or baby blues, whatever they call it, but I think what happened was I didn't go to the doctor to take care of it, and the anxiety got really bad. So the depression part lasted just like a couple of weeks, because I remember just like looking around and being like, you know, Halloween is my favorite holiday, and I remember looking around saying, I don't even want to decorate. What's the point? You know, why do people, you know, want to decorate for, it's so stupid. It's like, you know, how materialistic can you be? And like, just I mean, just downright like just horrible feeling. That's how I felt. It was just terrible. And that, thank God, that only lasted a couple weeks. And I think that had a lot to do with being extremely exhausted, being really stressed out because my milk hadn't come in yet, just having a baby, and it was just, I think, all of those things, you know, your hormones are like rebalancing themselves, and it was crazy. But then the postpartum anxiety came in. And when the anxiety came in, that's when I really, really had a hard time. Because I swear, every day at the same time, 5 o'clock, I would get, all of a sudden, my whole body, I would start panicking. And like, you can't even explain it. Like, only people who have actually experienced a panic attack or had anxiety could really understand the full effect of it. It's crippling, because I remember at 5 o'clock every day, my husband would get home and I would just hand him the baby, and I would run in the shower, because the only thing that could help me, like, bring me down so that I didn't get too panicky, because once you get to this level, it's very hard to come back down, and it hurts. But once I started, now after, you know, a few weeks of this happening, and I noticed that every day at the same time, I knew now what I had to do to slow it down and stop it. So I would jump in the hot shower. I had some lavender oil and rosemary oil, and I would just, like, you know, smell it. I would pour some into the shower with me, and I would just, like, you know, just all the aromas would really help me. So this is just as a disclaimer, if you have postpartum anxiety, you need to go to a doctor, because they can help you. I didn't go because I was scared that people were going to think I was a bad mom or something, or that I didn't love my kid because I had this anxiety. So, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. This is ridiculous. I just wanted to make this video to show you guys, like, for anybody out there who is going through postpartum anxiety, I've been there. I know what it feels like. And it will pass. It too shall pass. I promise you it will pass, because mine passed. I had it for about 6 months. Or maybe longer, I don't know. But I remember when Azura was about 5 months old, I got on a plane by myself and I brought Azura to Florida. Her and I went to Florida. And I remember when I got there, like, I just had like all of this anxiety, and my mom was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, Mom, I've just been like hiding it, but I've had like this anxiety really bad." And so we ended up going to a health food store, and the lady recommended this vitamin. It's called Pharma-GABA, Pharma GABA, G-A-B-A, and it's supposed to really help with anxiety. And it really helped me. It really helped me. I don't know if it was a placebo effect or whatever, but it did. I took some and like it relaxed me right away. So every time I had like an attack or something, I would take one and then I would feel better. But yes, if you have postpartum anxiety, there is help for you, okay? Don't feel like you're a bad mom. Don't feel like, you know, because I look back now and I'm like, wow, like, why did I beat myself up so bad? Like, I really beat myself up, because it was like a double-edged sword, because like I wanted to breastfeed so bad, and I ended up breastfeeding my daughter. I still breastfeed my daughter, and she's 2. But at the time, it was just like the end of the world, you know, like why isn't my milk coming in? And then I was just stressing myself out more, and then I wasn't eating because I wasn't hungry. And you have to eat when you're breastfeeding. And so I have a video. I recorded a video mid panic attack. Sorry. God. I recorded a video mid panic attack, and Azura was about maybe like 3 months old, and we went to Walmart. And all of a sudden, like, there were so many people around. Like, I was in like this, like, I needed to just breathe. Like, I'm actually like feeling anxious right now thinking about it, because I'm starting to remember like those feelings, and they were like so hard. And so I remember being in Walmart and like all these people scurrying around, and then I had to think about like what I needed to buy for dinner, and like what was I gonna buy for groceries, and is Zura okay, and is Jesus okay, and I'm not okay. And I literally just stopped and was like, okay, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. So I literally just took my stuff, brought it to the register, paid for whatever I had, and then I started getting anxiety of the things that I didn't buy, because I'm like, oh man, no, I gotta buy these things. I gotta push through it. It was awful. So I have that video, and I don't know if I really want to post it, because it's showing a really raw side of me, and I don't really show that too much on YouTube or really with anybody, because I just feel like those things are like things that you don't, I've always learned those are things that you don't share with people. Like, you keep to yourself. You don't, you know, you don't share your problems with people, because I've heard that, you know, people don't care, you know. That's what I've always heard. But if I can help somebody, then it's worth me posting it and putting myself out there, because I feel like it, like, I think a lot of women go through this. So if you're watching this and your milk hasn't come in yet, trust me, it will come in, and your baby will be fed. And if you feel like the baby's not getting enough, supplement them. It's fine. It's okay. You're still a good mom. Keep trying. It will work. It will happen. It's a natural thing. Your baby knows what she's doing, he's doing. And then if you're going through postpartum anxiety, go to a doctor and get some medicine for yourself, you know. Take care of yourself, because that baby needs you, okay? So that's all I wanted to say. I hope this video wasn't too ridiculous. Just looking at my drawer. But I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I hope that if somebody's out there and they need help, to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. So just remember that, okay? And I will see you guys in my next video.